sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Morning, sir.
Morning. So, Lilith, I think you're chairing today, right?
Supposed to be me. Yes, sir, because BD pick me
Yes.
as
Okay, let's give it a shot. Lilith, chair for us and show us what you got.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for coming, everyone. Today, we would like to review our progress. Although we only have like 2 days, basically from Friday to Monday. I believe that the progression is not really compared to last week, but we'll give it a try. First, Fidi, please update on the first campaign.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Chair. So first, we've done some discussion regarding the prioritization. And please, for the marketing team, please see the activity. There are the list and also for Carizal and Zulfagani. But overall, for the status update, we can see in the screenshot that I've screenshotted. Generally, just like what Lily said, there might be some lag because there are slight drops in most of the middle funnel and also middle funnel, but there's an increase in the top funnel as predicted last week regarding the lag time in the review conversion. Because inquiries are still going on and we only had like 2 days, there's also an improvement in inquiry, so the number of inquiry conversion drops by a little bit. But we'll have to observe for a longer time or longer period before we decide on the strategy. But currently, the other strategies that are applied in all the funnels are still going on.
All right. Thank you very much, Sweetie. So, I noticed here that you already provide marketing with the prioritization of
Yes,
the new strategy for the awareness funnel. Is that correct?
yes, correct.
Is there any response from Rizal as as the funnel manager?
So yeah, Carizal have already slacked me regarding like that like he noticed it already. But if correct me if I'm wrong, Kak, no action have been done yet. But he already noticed the information.
Okay, thank you very much. So, I'd like to over to Rizal. Who do you think will be working on this? You or do you want to delegate to somebody? That's
Yeah. Basically, I will apa namanya? I will spread out the listing to each content chapter, content member. Basically, me, Gani, and also Aldo. And for the deadline, I believe at the Friday for the latest.
okay. Friday, the latest, all will be finished. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
yeah.
So, we'd like to evaluate for this strategy. Perhaps the soonest is next Monday. It is the soonest, but for the most, what is that? Confirm effect from the strategy will be the Friday in 2 weeks. Okay, and then thank you very much. Is there any questions or input for this campaign from anyone in this room?
Yeah.
Yes.
This looks good on Cynthia's part. So the inquiry conversion or the review conversion rate went up 3% to 38%, and I think that's good. That's the highest it's ever been, I believe, on Airbnb, right? So good thing we don't set our targets lower than what we should be. But okay, all right, that part looks good. Curious, over to Vidi. What's the strategy now for dealing with inquiry conversion? Is it just lag, or do we continue the current strategy on inquiry conversion, or
Okay, for inquiry conversion, actually the strategy is discussed mostly in the inquiry workshop. Is to hone the skills of to equalize the skills of all HR members basically.
so?
The current strategy, I believe, is to use a more relaxed and non-templated format, which is seen to perform well.
Okay, understood. All right.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, yep, as Jing said, that the bottom of funnel is actually increasing. As Vidis also mentioned, this perhaps because of the lagging when we evaluated last Scrum. And thank you very much for the team that already work in both the funnel, which is checkouts, and also for the review. And then, if there's no more questions regarding this, let's move to another Yes, sir. Do you have any more questions? No. Okay. Let's move to booking.com. So the campaign manager is me. So for this one, honestly, I don't add much activity on the upper funnel, as well as the instant book is also only adding by one, but the checkout is increased by 7.23%, which is five checkout, which initially is three, and then for the review, we have like for 20% conversion. So this is downgrade from decrease 13.3%, because I think Cynthia haven't reached the last two guests that just checked out. So I think this week will be the time that we have to reach out the guests again, which is four guests left. We have to increase this. Basically, this is the target for this week. And then I'm curious, like I already applied that much activity on the upper funnel, but the conversion of instant book is still low, basically because we only add like one booking. Perhaps anyone have any insight or something or new strategy that I should apply for this campaign, basically. I'll offer to the floor if you have any questions or suggestion, perhaps.
Lilith, I think
Yes, sir.
I think it's a real good time to start dividing your activity in A funnel by B funnel now, because otherwise it doesn't really show. And if it doesn't show, then you don't know whether or not your input is worth the output at the moment. I know there's lag and all that, but right now I can't really remember. Um, yeah, like wait, I'm confused. What?
From A to B, right, sir? So from
Yeah,
B.
I think you should probably start dividing. Divide B by A and see if that ratio is going down or up. I believe it's going down each time. So you're increasing the top of funnel, but there's no corresponding change.
Yes,
I
sir. All
think
right.
that's because we don't really understand how Booking.com works. That's probably the leading reason. We're not really experts on Booking.com. So I maybe we're moving inputs that don't create that output that we want. Or maybe the timing for the input isn't correct. So it's hard to say at this moment.
Okay, sir. So responding to your what is that prediction, basically. So what we apply here is actually according to the discussion with me, VD, and also the account manager. So uh, yes, we try to understand how is actually booking.com work, where they actually suggest to register the genius and private program because it is increased the views number of it, so we have more chance to be booked by others. But perhaps there's like other factors than that.
That's what.
um, Perhaps the price or
Yeah,
something like that,
yeah.
perhaps.
It's
You have.
usually a nexus of a few variables. Not how would I say like it's like a password, right? If you get two numbers right, it doesn't mean you can open the lock. So it might be a few things together creates the trigger. So it could be a availability plus a Genius program plus a pricing adjustment plus your ranking, all right? And that added together results in more visibility or a change in your booking pace. But at this moment, we don't know what that linkage is, right? So we might have the first digit on the password to like a 6-digit password, but the other 5 digits are not right. So that might be that. That's my guess for what could be happening.
All right, sir. So yeah, I guess it's me also still learning on booking.com because we
Probably.
previously don't optimize this. So I think this will be like very slow. Not yeah, yeah. I guess that's what I call with this very slow progression on this because this week I also although the prioritization is booking.com is the upper than probe listing, but from last week I feel that probe listing is more working than booking.com. So I directly switch my prioritization without switching here, basically, sir. So, uh, any inputs again from the floor for this campaign? If no, then I'll like to continue to the yes, VD.
Yeah, actually, I'm not sure. Because in general, that's what we apply to all the OTAs that we handle. Regarding the programs that the OTA has, then we apply, and also the price is, correct me if I'm wrong, including from the guest side, from the guest side, the price is for Airbnb and Booking.com supposed to be the same, right? From the guest side.
Yes, I guess so because of the
Yeah.
commission, right?
Yes,
Commission.
yes, yes, and also the service fee.
Oh,
So
service fee, sir.
maybe, yeah, maybe because of the ranking, perhaps. So
Perhaps.
that's why it's a little bit slower. But generally, the technique that we use for OTA are practically the same. And I believe we've Liz and also Liz and I have discussed too with the account manager. Usually, the algorithm is very similar from one OTA to another OTA. So yeah, the activity and strategy is supposed to be similar.
So perhaps then we have to improve in the bottom of the funnel. Is that correct?
Yes, and is there potential to like give a little, what do you call it, jump start uh, to rev the engine of Booking.com?
I
Usually
don't.
that's what we do, right? We give, for example, like a lower price first, and then we start to get more booking pace, and then we raise it to the normal level.
Actually, the discount is as you know, as we discussed before,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
some properties, it's already low, right? The price.
yep, yeah, that's one of the problems. Okay, never mind. Thank you.
Uh,
Question, I think.
yes, sir.
There was a question, Lilith, I think,
Oh
from
yeah,
Andre.
I
Yeah.
think Andre. You can speak your question, Andre. What is that actually?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm really sorry. I'm afraid that I'm a little bit late, but hope you can hear me. I don't. Did you remember about the visibility booster that we talk about
Yeah,
in
yeah,
also
yeah.
in
Basically, it's
some?
like paid promotion, paid
Yeah,
promotion,
yeah, yeah.
so
Oh
that
yeah, that's what I mean. I mean,
our listing can
can
become in the first page, for example.
yep, correct, correct. So yeah, just remind you about that actually.
Visibility booster. Is that different with Genius and Preferred program?
Yeah, different. So like we're paying Booking.com to put our listing on top of the page, for example, like advertisements.
Okay, so I'll note this and perhaps we'll discuss more with the account manager regarding the Visibility Booster program. Thank you very much, Andre and Vidi, and also Jing for the feedback. I'd like to continue to the next campaign, which is the Facebook probe listing. The update for this is actually the upper funnel is progressing positively, where we can increase the B funnel into 1.6%, and then the reservation funnel quite a lot, 5.3%, with the revenue additional is $21 million, around $21 million. But there's no checkout yet again because since the guest is long-term guest, so perhaps next month we will see more checkouts, and also the review stay on that one review from two checkouts. We still can improve that. And then for the next strategy, actually I haven't talked with Maskani regarding this. I plan to do daily post until October 31st, since we will have like long-term weekend. So daily post using two accounts, and then this morning we also done the inquiry workshop specifically to break down Facebook inquiries, where we share our start our strategy, because a different HAR perhaps has different strategies, so we share each other, and then we assign Disa as the C funnel captain, which is responsible for monitoring the daily operation for the inquiries response in Facebook, because we need to improve the time response to the inquiry as quick as possible. And then we also still have one guest close to deal tomorrow for Kayana Bungalow, which is they will pay on site basically. And then overall, it is progressing. And the last one is in terms of the supply, marketing will still help us with the on-site, the off-site canvassing, but still prioritizing like top two area to be canvassed. That's my update. I guess anyone want to give feedback or something about this campaign? The floor is yours. Yes, sir.
If Dista is in charge of C funnel, can we just make that note on the top of the description that instead of Nadine, Dista will be taking care of conversion?
Actually, I'm not sure whether the whole inquiry, the whole funnel will be this task responsibility, but
Right.
I think this task will be responsible for the daily activities there. I mean, like for the inquiry response,
Okay,
but
Nadine's
still
still
under
responsible.
Nadine's. Yeah, yeah,
All right.
still Nadine's. Yep, that one. So perhaps from the funnel manager, any additional information or thought you can also add it. If no, then thank you very much for the team. So we also have a new target, which is we would like to increase the the conversion from B to C into 5% this week. That's our target because we already achieved 4.24.
Nice.
So we would like to see, slow progress, but yeah, let's do it. I mean, let's try it first. Thank you very much. If there is no more questions or inputs, then go to the next, which is actually Joseph, but Joseph is not here. Oh yeah, Fira is here, and it is related actually to the agent sales. But today Fira is only observing because Joseph will finish the internship period by November, the beginning of November, I guess. And for this, actually, there's no progress on the awareness and transaction funnel, but on the advocacy, there is a problem basically for from the guests of Blue Apsara, where the guests broke a glass, I guess, during this day, and still need, I guess, HAR helps to make sure about this. Anyone knows this case from HAR? Perhaps Nadine, Cynthia, or Andre?
Yes, Kalilis. I already talked to the manager of Villa Blue Apsara. It's not Maharaja. Blue
Yeah,
Apsara, but still, yeah, no. There is no response from the manager. So we're still waiting for the how much that the guests should pay, but still no response.
right. So the guest will be responsible for this. If I'm not wrong. Correct, Nadine?
Yes, the guests will be responsible.
Okay, thank you very much. And according to Joseph's summary, this is worse than last week. And yeah, actually, my questions for this, perhaps to anybody here, because Joseph is not able to attend today. Um, for now, the agent is organically came from probe listing, I guess. I mean, some of the agent, and the outreach is still ongoing, but um, I think Joseph has a limited supply of which agent that he should reach out. And then my question is, do we still need to separate this? I mean, make this as its own campaign, or perhaps just let it flow as the probe listing campaign, or what do you think, anyone?
Maybe from my side, Kalilis.
Sure.
Yes, the most of the inquiries that comes from agent is organically comes from prop listing advertisement, and I think it can be what is it? Yeah, integrated to prop listing. Maybe we can just I don't know, maybe add another funnel for like agent engagement. Yeah, maybe that's a good idea rather than separated it.
All right, that's from Nadine. Thank you very much, Nadine. I would love to hear from other who has thought. Perhaps who involved in this? Vidi, perhaps.
The guest one. Oh wait, the agent one.
Yeah, the agencies.
Oh, guest. Yeah, there are no real update, but I kind of still think that agent sales should be on its own.
Okay,
Yeah,
because
but I don't know. I don't know the reason for now. But I
okay,
feel like it should have its own because the source is different. Facebook and agent is different. Or we can treat agent as, if we want to amalgamate, we have to treat agent as guests, and we do not differentiate whether they are guests or agents.
all right, noted. So, anyone before I ask Jing? If no, I would like to ask you, sir. What do you think?
Wait, let me understand. Vidi, so you think that the campaign should be separate from BI, or what? I'm not really.
No. So
From
Facebook
from
and
Ruby.
agent listing,
Oh,
and because Lila's argument is that there are a lot of actually agent coming from probe listing,
yep.
but it's considered agent. But maybe
Then
back
that's
to the
a,
nature of agent. Like,
yeah.
is agent really different? That different from probe listing? Oh yeah, a normal
Ooh.
guest.
I think anything that comes from a certain channel is then restricted in that channel, no matter what it is ultimately identified as. So a customer that is an agent through a Facebook probe listing belongs in the Facebook channel. And then we just count that in that. We don't cross it over to count it in a different funnel. So each funnel, each campaign is based on different hypothesis, right? So it's based on we're using this hypothesis to get this result. When we start mixing it, then it becomes that's not the classification. It's not like whether they're an agent or not. Each funnel is essentially yes, Airbnb direct, still Airbnb. Right, exactly. So anything that is part of one hypothesis belongs in one campaign. Uh, if they go over to a different campaign, it becomes confusing because then we don't know does the top of campaign really result in these numbers? And then we start counting twice, right? It's like there's an agent in this funnel, there's an agent, there's a in this funnel, so it doesn't really mean anything. So I think yeah, it just each funnel should have their own beginning, middle, and end, and it should not switch
Right.
over to different things. Yeah.
Okay, then understood. So perhaps what is different here is how we treat the agent because we need to engage with them and
Yeah.
also something like maintenance, agent maintenance. So that's different with the probe listing. And yes, okay, I agree with the differentiating it, but for the continuation, I would like to evaluate because this month is October will be end, right? So because we also have only have Vira for the delegatee basically for
Mhm.
this. So we will see which campaign is more prioritized than another campaign because
Okay.
for the next is Instagram. I also have a big discussion with Instagram. Let's continue then for now. Okay, thank you very much. So this one is Mas Kanis. Please, Mas, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Lilis. Okay, so I'd like to give an update from Instagram campaign. So basically, I already changed the audience, the ads into LLA, lookalike audience, and we got much big traffic. But essentially, no one convert into booking request on the landing page. But previously, we used like a current audience manual selecting. We got one convert a booking request, but now since changed into LAA, there is one converted. And second is there are two guests still ongoing negotiation with Andre. So I believe Andre still have a discussion with guests. And I think the last is pretty much same with the last meeting. Top until middle funnel is getting higher, but from the middle until bottom funnel is still stagnant. So yeah, for Andre.
Because we're talking about the channel before on the agent sales. Jing also mentioned about it. So I might going to ask about this. Actually, the condition if if the guest is coming from Airbnb and we say that they can move to Instagram, we still count it as Instagram, right? Not as Airbnb. But what I also found that some of guests directly come to Instagram, but they bring up the problem happens in Airbnb that they cannot pay in Airbnb. So is it also counted as inquiry on Instagram, or is it counted as inquiry from Airbnb? Because they initially came from Airbnb, but we don't direct them, but they directly come to our Instagram. How would you maybe I would forward this question to maybe Kak Lilis first.
Okay, thank you very much, Andre. So, from what I understand is the inquiries is the result of awareness action where when they first come to Airbnb and then we direct them to continue the conversation on Instagram, it's still Airbnb inquiries.
Yep.
So if they are converted, they are Airbnb conversion. Well, although we convert it direct, right? But if the inquiries is coming from the guests who see the post on our Instagram, it means Instagram inquiries. But when the second case where we don't direct them to go to our Instagram, it means that they know our Instagram, so they aware of our Instagram, and it means that it is Instagram inquiry. That's from my side. I mean, that's my opinion. What do you think? Maybe anyone has different opinion regarding this. If no, then maybe that's the yes, sir.
I have this exact same opinion, actually. So the campaign it belongs to is the campaign where it started from. And this is why we have SLA people, right? So if you're covering an SLA, then essentially you don't really care where it comes from. You still do your SLA, right? If I'm not mistaken, it seems like the SLA for conversion is always around what, 12 to 15%, and it's pretty consistent, right? From B to C, our C level is always around 15%. So I think it just, if you're doing conversion level SLA, if you're doing C level SLA, it shouldn't really matter, right? What campaign it comes from, you just convert, no matter where it comes from. But where it comes from, Andre, has a lot to do with the feedback cycle. So if it came from Airbnb, then we need the review after all at the end of the day to most ideally be on Airbnb. So that way that starts that funnel back into a positive feedback cycle. So I guess for the time being, Lilith, I think that's the best answer. I don't have any better answer than that. Yeah.
Yep. Yes, Andre. Actually, that's the forum explanation for your questions. Do you have any like additional thought or questions?
Okay, so I think that's clear, and I can maybe fix the next for start from the next Scrum, yeah, because I don't really.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much for clarifying, Andre. So perhaps in the future we can have more clear data for each funnel. For each campaign. And then actually, I would like to bring up the second discussion, which is regarding the Instagram ads post. Last week I discussed with Fidi. Basically, the Instagram ads that is Mas Gani already paused. We think that it is different from the Instagram campaign. Why? It is because Instagram campaign is the audience that organically came from the Instagram account.
Yeah.
Like they know our Instagram account, and then they know we are a host in Bali and we have property, and they can stay with us. It's from our Instagram account. But for the Instagram ads, it's basically marketing tools. I mean, another tools than Instagram account itself. So we think that this should be a different campaign, which actually BI haven't proven yet. I mean, we just create the page, right? Which is Pira is doing that, and we need to do an MVP to prove or to bring this into what is that production basically, which is website campaign. We promote our website, not promoting our Instagram account. Do you get what I mean, Mas Kani? For you?
Yes,
Yep. That's actually my discussion video last week. So perhaps I'd like to hear from the team. What do you think about that?
Okay, so yeah, so I'm what do I say? Yes, yeah, it's a mixing between the source of our product is on website, but we posting on Instagram. So we actually uh, targeting our audience on Instagram, and then we boost it use ads, and so yeah, it just came from Instagram, but then direct to our website. So yeah, it's both mixing between the Instagram, website and Instagram. So yeah, I could say more explanation about that.
Okay, so perhaps the most different that I can see, where you wish the audience to send inquiry to our
Um,
website, right? Yep, not to our what is direct message on Instagram.
no.
Yeah, that's basically the big difference between the two campaign, like a
See.
website and also Instagram, because Andre would not have the inquiry on the direct message of the Instagram, so it belongs to another funnel, another channel basically, which is website.
Okay.
That's the yeah. Yes,
So,
Vinny.
yeah, maybe for example, one of the impression tool that can be used for Instagram campaign is like the post and also the story that we design, Kakani. So remember the daily post and also can like if you book in on Friday, you will get this much discount. That kind of campaign for the Friday and also Sunday, weekday or holiday. That is a tool to gain inquiry also in Instagram. But
See.
the ads itself directs people to our website. So it's an awareness tool for our website, not our Instagram. That
Okay. Yeah.
something
Okay. Got it.
if it makes sense.
Yeah.
So thanks. Look, oh man, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Yep. So perhaps Jing, do you have any other thoughts?
Hey, oh yeah. By the way, this is G'day and his son here. Yeah, and they're coming to visit us. Yeah. So G'day is our driver before he was picking up.
Oh.
So let's get some bookings so G'day can get back to work. Yeah, that's the real life example of how we positively transform. Um, yeah, you guys are right. So, Lilith, you're right. If an Instagram campaign is actually driving traffic not on Instagram itself and rather the website, it's actually becomes the awareness section of a website campaign, Gani, right? So it does you have to ask yourself two questions, I think, right? The first question is, like Lil said, do you actually want Instagram traffic to be in the funnel on Instagram? Do you want them to convert on Instagram? And do you want them to leave a review on Instagram, full funnel all the way through? If you do all that, then yes, it is an Instagram campaign, and you advertise on Instagram, content's on Instagram, everything's on Instagram, and you direct messages and such. If you direct it to the website, then because there's another component now, there's the advertising component, then there's the website landing page component, and then there's so it's a different style of funnel, and
Okay.
that you'd have to separate, right? I believe you do have two separate campaigns that you're combined into one right now. So you have one that's Instagram and completely Instagram, and then you have another one that's Instagram boosted website, and that I think should be separated for clarity's sake. Because now when I see that you have 17 inquiries on Instagram, does that mean you have 17 direct messages or 17 website inquiries that came from Instagram?
17 direct message from Instagram.
Okay, then the question then becomes what happens to the website now? Do we have any direct inquiries on the website and where will we see that?
We got one request to booking from the website, and it's the notification. It's show on the Slack. So
Okay, good. So we don't see that here in any of the campaigns, right? Because we don't have a website campaign, right? So then that could be doing really well and nobody would know,
Oh, oh, it's tracked here, sir. Because
it is?
Maskani.
Oh, you tracked on the website. I see. I see. Okay, got it. Got it. But let's. I'll have a sub discussion maybe with Vidi and Lillis about that. For let's say, yeah, I think for scientific clarity's sake, it's better to separate it because then, Gani, I don't know what's causing your increase in funnel, and you don't either, right? Is it because you're putting ads, or is it you're publishing posts? Which one is actually driving the success? And if it's one or the other, which one should you focus on more, right? So that part of it is a little bit uncertain.
So mostly it's came from post listings or so, organic posting, but because the ads is just run 2 or 3 days ago, so
Okay.
so, yeah.
Okay, so you're telling me that essentially these guests were registered, the 20 inquiries that you see, the majority of that was done before
Oh.
2 days ago.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's correct.
Okay, all right.
Perhaps Andre want to add something? I see that Andre raise your hand.
Oh no, I was trying to clarify what Jing asked about the inquiry itself, but I think it's pretty clear over there.
Okay.
Right.
So then I'll have to ask Lewis. Lewis, does this mean that
Yes,
Granny has to like split up his campaign and create a new funnel for?
Actually, as I said before, I think I need to do MVP. We still need your help, Maskani. I mean, we would like to put like lower priority perhaps or something like that. I mean, because it is not proven yet, right? The
Yes.
website.
Yeah. Right.
So you will work with Fira for this MVP basically before
Okay.
it is going to production.
Specifically for the card for website only, yeah.
Yep.
I see.
That's
Okay.
perfect. That's very good. Okay, yeah. You got another delegate again, Granny.
Yes, sir. Okay, got it.
Yeah, and Fira is here actually. Yeah, that's the dilemma in BI because we also have Joseph that would like to quit the internship, right? End the internship, and then we still have the agent, and then we also have to do the website, and yeah, we have to prioritize things basically. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. What do you think? Is it getting better or worse than last week, Maskani?
It's actually stagnant.
Stagnant, so there's no improve or decrease, right?
Nope. Yeah, stagnant.
Okay, thank you very much. So that's all for the updates. We still have 1 more minute, basically. Is there any more update from anyone? If no, then actually,
Give Lewis feedback for her cheering.
yeah, please give me feedback. I get headache like today, so it's very like okay. Should we need feedback from anyone in the forum, or can be like 3 perhaps, sir?
I guess just pick a few people that you want to hear feedback from.
Anyone wants to that wants to give me feedback? I won't pick.
Oh, okay. Good day. Take it over. Okay. All right. Thank you. Sampai jumpa.
Okay, because VD is sharing last time. VD first.
Well, I think it's
Okay, guys.
already good, and also the strategy itself have already been explained well. There is something lost, but I'm not sure. Maybe a little bit on the problem solving, but of course, maybe the problem itself is not well defined during this campaign.
Problem solving.
Or problem detection.
Problem detection.
Yeah, problem detection and problem solving, because it feels like we know something is going down, but we don't really know what the problem is currently.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Vidi, for the feedback. Perhaps I'll do it next time. Anyone? Mas Rizal.
I think it's already good. Lilis also explain what is there any uncertainty, and then you're doing great on this sharing today.
What can I do better?
Okay. That's interesting because I don't see what you can improve. So I don't see what you can do better, basically.
All right.
Yeah.
Then perhaps Mas Gani, do you have feedback for me?
Yeah, so a little bit. So, what is the conclusion of the website campaign? I mean, so supposed to we need to sub discussion or what is the
Yeah, right. Okay, so perhaps I should like only bring this up and decide outside the scrum. What do you mean?
yeah, it's better when we have stuff and then we detect the problem, so we just apa namanya decide at the time. So okay, we have some discussion about this.
All right. That's correct. Because I also schedule right this afternoon regarding this, but I bring this up here because I won't lose anyone that has insight basically regarding this. And then lastly, I guess we'll go to Jing.
Okay, there's I think a number of things that you did well, and there's a number of things you can do better. So the it gets a little bit more ethereal, which means it gets a little bit more abstract at this level. For everyone here, this type of Scrum is very much details matter and stepping on toes. I think those are the kind of like the two core values that I always look at here. You have to approach from this particular angle, and this is important for everyone to understand. I don't want everyone to feel like, oh, my feelings are hurt. I feel like I'm working a lot. Da, 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 da. It's not about that, right? At the end of the day, this is about Maslow pyramid survival for everyone, right? The more quickly we can fix the problems here, the more that we can make some money, get bonuses, all that good stuff, right? So really, you're coming at it from a point of view of what's the end goal of this is so that everybody can take home more pay, and maybe me too, right? I've been unpaid for the past 7 months, right? So think of me too. Okay, but all joking aside, don't feel. I would go about it with a intensity of trying to like save everyone's job, basically, right? That's the end goal. And if we need to be, let's say, brusque or direct or decisive about what to fix, then we need to say what needs to be said because the end benefit is just so great. Okay, so that's the part about really knowing to step on toes. The second part is the details all really matter here because we don't meet very frequently, and the details, if left unsort of fixed, will go on and not really get fixed until next Friday, right? So you're really taking the opportunity today to look at every detail, scrutinize it, and ask what is going to be done to fix this problem for the result next week. Okay. So those things are the two sort of core values that I would approach. So in this way, all the details matter. In this way, if anything isn't going right, then I think it's the chair's job to point that out. Just kind of put a laser beam on it. Hey, this conversion rate isn't where it's supposed to be. What is happening right now, right? And then in the back of my head as a chair, I would ask myself, do I think that this should continue? Do I think this needs to stop? Or do I think this needs to improve? Just that. So if it needs to stop, then I need to say, all right, what seems to be doing here is not working. This needs to end. And you need to come up with a new idea, right? Or this is going well and continue going that. That type of decision, I think, needs to be made at each layer of each campaign the whole time you're chairing. Do I stop what they're doing? Do I ask them to improve, or do they just continue going on? So that needs to be conscious, and I think everybody should also be conscious that that's what's going to happen when the chair examines your work. So if it's one way, if it's continue, then okay, just keep on doing what you're doing. That's fine. If it's remove, we need to be decisive about it too. Why are we removing it, and what do we hope to see once a new idea has been placed there? And if it's improved, what exactly is the improvement, and when can I see results? So each kind of layer of the funnel is being scrutinized and getting the really key feedback that person in the campaign and that person on the SLA needs to hear so that they can go about. So this one was a little bit meandering, right? So I could see on certain things we were sort of like a little bit more tagas, certain things we were, okay, let's kind of skip over it. So I think to chair well, you have to like break down every detail really, really fine. Let's see, what else? A lot of good stuff, though. A lot of good stuff. Your thinking is very methodical. Lewis asked the right questions all the time. I realized every time that there was like, okay, like Gani's campaign. That was the right question to ask. Andre asked about which campaign it belongs to. That was the right response, right? So I think your intuition and your understanding of why the funnels exist and the campaign, the strategy is correct. That part is really I'm really happy to see that. So congratulations. I think the only part is just pinching the details and making sure that the details get executed. And agreement, as Gani mentioned. Once we've detected the issue and we've identified what the problem could be, do we agree on what the solution should be? And if we don't agree, this is why I'm more commanding during this particular discussion, because I think this is the solution. If we don't agree, then we can have a sub discussion, right? And then let's tell everybody what we decided. But if we do agree, let's just say, okay, we're going to execute on it and not spend too much time, like, okay, left or right, left or right. So that's generally what I do, but I do it in a way that's also a little bit soulless. So you can add your own flavor to it once you get good at it, right? You can add some humor, some whatever, right? But I think that first part has to be there. I'd like to say my style works, not to just promote myself, but it seems like we are moving ourselves out of the pit, right? So we're almost up to our goal, Lilith. Thanks to everybody's good work here. Up to about 33, which is the goal. So we're almost there. So I'm thinking the style probably works well, right? The tone, the efficiency, the speed. So let's just try that for now until somebody invents a better style, right? And then we can go with a new style that works better. Okay, that's my feedback for a chair.
Thank you very much, sir. So yeah, yes, I think I don't realize it. I mean, when somebody don't say it, I don't realize it. I mean, what is the lacking? Actually, from my personal, I'm not ready yet for leading this campaign. I mean, yeah, I'm leading this discussion because I still counting on you and also PD perhaps. I mean, for leading this meeting. Yeah, because I'm more to because I also handle two campaigns, so it's just like it's really like.
I understand.
I don't know what I mean.
But the reason why we're having this discussion right now, Lilith, in front of everybody, is this reason. The reason is because I want everybody here to actually start getting used to this idea, okay? You're going to get more people working on your teams, and hopefully you will have a career here at Bukit Vista where you'll lead bigger and bigger teams. So this idea of stepping on toes and details matter becomes a lot, and judgment. This becomes your job, not actually the work, not actually the execution. Your job is really to detect where there's an error, to be able to really figure out what is the real problem, what are the possible solutions, and decide on what we're going to do until the next meeting, right? Where you get new information and you decide again. So that is essentially what, as leaders, your jobs will be, right? So the more practice you get doing it, the more you can bring this to your own chapters, to your own squads, to your own teams. You'll probably all have squads later on, right? You'll have a few people working with you on fixing an SLA, like Andre right now with HAR, right? So when you go and you review what your chapter is doing, it's the same way, right? Okay, this number seems to be okay. We're going to keep doing this. Next number doesn't seem to be okay. What's happening right now? What do we need to do different? No, stop doing this. This doesn't seem to work. You need to go and do something else. That is essentially the new skill that I want people to realize, right? So don't worry. Just like in the very beginning when you started, didn't have all the for to share. But the more you do this, the more your intuition gets better too. Everyone here, I want you to be leaders. So you're practicing really seeing how to fix things and how to get people to fix things. And that's the skill I want you guys all to walk away with. Okay? So now it's become like a leadership class again, which very few of you actually ever come to anymore. But anyway, it's a leadership skill.
Right. Thank you very much, sir. So I guess that's for today. Should I pick the next chair or I guess it's you, sir.
Yeah,
perhaps.
I'll rotate back in, and then we'll give this a shot and get and you can give me feedback too. Maybe there's ways that you go like Jing forgot something, or Jing's not consistent with what you just said. Help me too, because I'm not here so that you guys can copy me. I'm here to sort of create a culture, and you guys just copy the culture, right? And that is our collective contribution to make Bukit Vista what it is.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much, everyone, for the feedback. If you have other feedback that left, you can Slack me